Welcome to the Week in Review at the Nebraska Department of Education. I'm David Jesperson, Public Information Officer for NDE. Thank you so much for watching this brief update. The goal over the next few minutes is to fill you in on some of the news, notes, and events that have happened this week involving NDE. And we'll start with updates on a very busy week at the legislature. We're quickly approaching the end of the session, and several bills relating to education are getting time on the floor for debate. Among them is LB 998. That would create a fund for a school behavioral and mental health program. Now, eventually, the fund would allow each ESU to hire a social worker who would then train teachers and work with parents, schools, and mental health providers on behalf of the students. Meanwhile, the legislature debated LB 640 that would use the state's property tax credit cash fund to direct more state aid to schools. The bill would decrease the maximum levy for school districts and direct money in the state's property tax credit cash fund, which is funded by state income and sales tax, to increase state aid to districts that lose money as a result. Another bill that would require Nebraska schools to provide special reading instruction for students with dyslexia beginning this fall has advanced. LB 1052 would require schools to provide students who are identified as exhibiting characteristics of dyslexia with evidence-based literacy instruction provided by NDE. LB 1069, a bill that is aimed to increase civic readiness in students, was voted to the floor for debate. The bill would also require the use of the U.S. citizenship test to high schools. It would need to pass 3 rounds of voting in the limited time left in this session before becoming law. Outside of the Capitol, Jolene Palmer continued to talk to schools and administrators about school safety. Palmer visited ESU 16 in Ogallala and stressed the importance of providing a safe and secure school with locked doors and safety protocols. Palmer also stressed the importance of staff and students building relationships with one another. Meanwhile, Commissioner Bloomstead headed to ESU 2 to talk to superintendents about updates on legislative issues, current assessment priorities, budgeting, and the latest news from the U.S. Department of Education. The commissioner then joined Palmer and others to discuss a new task force formed by the governor to deal with school safety. The Department of Education will have a key role in the task force, and we'll hear from school officials, law enforcement, and mental health professionals to help find solutions to keep all schools safe. Thank you for tuning in to this Week in Review. We'll see you next week with the latest news from NDE.